Thanks. Keep the change. Get in, don't say anything. Now, all this means is that if you or your people do anything unexpected, this is going to be a lot longer trip than you had in mind. Go.
I promise you, the police agreed to stay out of it until the exchange is completed.
I still don't think we should have let him go alone.
That's the way they wanted it.
I know it's the way they wanted it.
And the way Mike wanted it. It's his case. I offered to blow the whole deal, client or no client, company or no company.
I know, but he makes it sound like some kind of a game. Oh, we'll save the company $250,000 and I'll ride around in the sunshine for a couple of hours and...
The safety of the go-between, Mike, is just as important to the thieves as it is to the company.
Oh, sort of the rules of the game, huh? A gentleman's agreement?
Something like that.
Yeah, suppose they forget about the rules and they're not gentlemen either. What's to prevent them from killing him, taking the $100,000 and just cutting out?
Nikki, hey. They want money, not a murder rap.
I'm sorry, Duke. You free for dinner tonight?
Dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to make a reservation for 3 at about 8 o'clock. The name is Mike Longstreet. Mm-hmm.
His idea?
His style.
I'll, take the watch. I figured about 15 minutes since we turned down to Jefferson. Is that what you had?
To the minute.
real bird dog, aren't you?
Good morning, Mrs. Kingston.
Well, Mr. Woodley, how nice to see you again.
Duke, Miss Bell.
Morning.
How do we stand?
Mike was dropped off about 20 minutes ago. According to the gang's last phone call, he should be back in a couple of hours.
So I guess we just sweat it out.
Yeah.
Look, I know it's a little early in the day, but could I have a drink?
Of course. It must be a difficult morning for you. Scotch all right?
Sure. Look, I understand how you both must feel. What am I doing here while Mike's out there?
It's his job. It's what he gets paid for.
Everything went along fine. We're wrapping it up now. Wrapping it up. Up against the wall. On your left. I'm sorry, buddy. You gotta watch where you're going around here. Right ahead.
Hey, if I count, how I've been treating you, boy, huh? Easy, yeah.
What are you doing?
Woodley said his horse has a bow and a surgical scar.
You gotta be kidding. We got the money anyway.
Just want to make sure we got what we're paying for. One championship thoroughbred in good condition. All right, I'm satisfied.
Beautiful.
Hello? Hold on. Mr. Sturgis, for you.
No, not now. I'll get back to him.
Mr. Woodley will call you back.
My wife's lawyer.
Oh, it's Mike. Hi.
Oh, hi there. Listen, I'm short a buck for the caddy. I'll get it.
I got some coffee.
Okay, fine.
How are you?
Oh, good, I'm good.
Are you okay?
Oh, thanks. How are you, kid? Good to see you. Yeah.
You're all right. They didn't try any rough stuff.
No, they picked me up, took me to the horse, and dropped me off all in one piece.
Good. Congratulations, Mike, and thank you.
You're welcome. I think Viscount's okay. I checked for everything he asked me to look for.
Good.
Mike, you know how many there were? There were two. Both men, I think, in a small van or a truck. Excuse me. Hello. Oh, yeah, just a minute. Mr. Woodley, it's your stables.
Thank you. Yeah? Yeah, Pete. I'll be out in 20 minutes. Thanks, Pete. Viscount was just turned loose about a mile from the stables. Thanks again, Mike.
Guy who came up to me on the sidewalk, he
Oh,
was
Mr. Woodley gone? I brought him a cup, too.
He was in kind of a hurry, Mrs. Kay. Thank you.
He was a big guy. Heavy footsteps, and he put me in the car. His hand felt like a side of beef.
Well, why don't you just take it easy for a while and have yourself a nice cup of coffee?
I'll put it all in a memo to Lieutenant Madison.
Listen, I've got some errands to run, and then I will go home and change because our dinner reservation is not until...
Wait a minute. I don't want to just put in a memo and then forget about it. Mike, you're already a hero. We got the horse back for half the insurance loss. You're okay. Viscount is fine and already back in his stall.
No, you don't understand yet, Duke. First of all, they picked me. Part, at least, because I'm blind.
Well, that probably entered into it.
And a big guy, he had a lot of fun with me. Kicks from beginning to end. 5 seconds after I got in the car, he laid the barrel of a gun across my neck. When we got to where we were going, he made me leave the cane behind.
So you'd think you wouldn't need it anymore?
After they counted the money, he walked me right into a wheelbarrow. Then he cocked the gun, and I didn't know if I was walking up to a horse or about to pick up a bullet in the back of the head. Till I found Viscount calm and quiet, I didn't...
What is it?
I'm not sure.
Mike, what exactly is it that you want?
I want to find out where they took me. And I'm going to identify both of them. I'm going to be there when the big guy takes the fall.
I thought you just said there were 2 men.
Yeah, but him. I owe him.
They're right to have the whole menu in French. The restaurants that have those little explanations in parentheses in English take the charm out of it.
That's just what I was thinking.
Sure you were.
Max, come.
For what it's worth, 1 inch on the map equals 10 statute miles.
I'm pretty sure when they took my watch, we were on Materi Road. We were heading west. And they made a couple of turns to try and confuse me.
Did you turn off on Causeway Boulevard?
And we didn't stop or slow down for a toll booth before we hit the highway.
I don't know how that helps much, Mike. Even if you're right about going west, there are 4 highways. Veterans Memorial, Interstate 10, Airline, and Jefferson, all leading out of town.
Oh, it was Jefferson. He said Jefferson. When they took my watch away, I started checking my pulse rate. Normally average about 72 beats per minute.
Well, and you were going about 35 miles an hour, yes?
I kept count of my pulse beats as long as I could. So I figure we went on at that same speed for about 30 minutes.
About 17 miles.
17 miles. I'll say that's roughly 1 3/4 inches on the map.
Okay, now do you want the point of the compass at Materi and Jefferson?
Yeah, put it there, Nicky, and then draw an arc that intersects all 4 highways.
Ooh, that covers a lot of territory.
I know. I've got a meeting tomorrow with Duke and Lieutenant Madison. Maybe the lieutenant's anxious to make captain, or Duke and I will check out the route ourselves.
Okay, if that's all.
No, there's one more thing, Nicky. A phone call, one the big guy made. Now, you go ahead. You call a number, any number. Just don't tell me. I'm practicing something. called your place. I counted the clicks.
Okay, what did he dial?
Let's see, now, I think it was 555 86. No, 555 6803.
555 6803.
This is phone a prayer. It's long after midnight, but sleep has not been coming easily to you. Perhaps you carry the burdens of the day over into what should be the tranquil hours of the night. If so, phone a prayer invites...
Amen and good night. Oh, speaking of telephones, Woodley received a call from his wife's lawyer while we were waiting for you.
His wife's lawyer? Are they living under the same roof?
Gossip is same roof, separate rooms, and for some time now. Nelson's gone to the office, Mr. Longstreet.
Oh, sorry to have disturbed you.
You haven't disturbed me. As a matter of fact, I was interested in meeting the young man who rescued Nelson's beauty from the clutches of the heartless horse snappers. That's cruel, isn't it? I mean, if Nelson loves anything, it's Viscount.
I think he used the word fond. I don't remember him saying love.
Semantics. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to smoke.
Well, smoking doesn't bother me.
That's really stupid, isn't it? Forgive me for thinking of you some sort of fragile lung patient because you're blind.
It brings out the protective instinct. And women sensitive enough to have protective instincts.
Self-protective now. Are you married?
I was.
Divorced?
No, she died.
You know, it's not very easy talking to you. I mean, every time I probe, I poke a finger into a wound.
No, not wounds. Scars now.
You didn't really expect to see Nelson here, did you?
No, I didn't.
Then what do you want to talk to me about?
I understand you and Mr. Woodley are very close to a divorce.
Well, I don't see that that's any of your business.
Well, divorce involves a division of community property. And Viscount's a very valuable piece of property. It's true, we were able to purchase him back for a portion of his value, but $100,000 is still a lot of money.
And your company would like to get it back. But I still don't see how we can help you. I mean, any property settlement that's arrived at, the Viscount won't be a part of it.
You mean there's no connection, then, between the fact that your lawyer called my house yesterday while we were out trying to get the horse back?
No, none that I can think of. I mean, it's true, I did ask him to pry into any bank accounts there might be. And I am sorry the phone call came at a time when Nelson was under such strain. But my days aren't easy either. You know, it's funny talking about a divorce. It's like talking about someone who's died. I suppose each person does die a little. We had something. Not special, not magical, not passionate. But it seemed to satisfy us for 15 years. Now where am I? I mean, if I can't salvage pride, at least I'll take the money.
You don't want the horse?
You're very diplomatic, aren't you? You mean, am I cruel enough to hurt my husband by taking his money, but not quite cruel enough to hurt him by taking the horse he loves? Well, that's a good explanation. I have to leave some kind of mark on him. A scar, perhaps.
To match your own, huh?
Yes. I have some, too.
Lieutenant Madison, this is Mike Longstreet.
Mr. Longstreet.
Hi, Lieutenant. I don't think we met before.
We haven't.
Lieutenant, last night I worked out some locations where I think the exchange could have taken place. They're not exact locations, reference points.
Mike has a map with some possible routes marked.
I should explain, Mr. Longstreet. I believe that police work should be done by policemen.
The lieutenant's all right, Mike. He'll just never win any popularity contests.
My idea, if you want to be a policeman, take a test, earn a badge, do the job.
Oh, that's very well put, Lieutenant. Now, you tell me where I show up for the physical.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I think I understand what you're trying to say. It's true, I am a little vague about the locations, but But I do have descriptions of the two men based upon what I could hear and what I could sense. Suppose we talk about those and you can check them out.
Fair enough.
There should be a bakery up ahead.
Uh-huh. Well, there's your bakery on the left.
There should be an intersection with a stoplight or a stop sign.
Here's the intersection, but there's no stoplight or sign. Sorry, buddy.
I'm sure I'm right. At the bakery, there was an intersection, and the driver had to stop.
I'm sorry, Mike, there was no stop sign.
And then he made a sharp right turn at the next stop.
All right, let's go 2 stops and turn right. Okay, this is one. Let's go on to the next one. That should be it.
Okay.
Mike, it's a dead end.
Yeah. All right, Lieutenant. Thanks very much. Good night.
Lieutenant Madison?
Yes, they're checking out my impressions of both men. Negative so far. Well, it's been a brilliant day all around. I met a nice lady who's not too fond of her ex-husband-to-be and a cop who's not too fond of private cops.
But what about the map we worked on? Didn't it check out?
Yeah, I checked out in 6 different places. See, there's a bakery and a side street with no stoplight on Memorial. Now, for variety, there's a bakery and no side street on Williams Road. Now, there's no bakery, but there is a side street and stoplight at Jefferson Highway and Hickory. Unfortunately, the right-hand turn I remembered put Duke and me into a blind alley. Sorry to say that Airline Highway doesn't check out at all, but by following up another piece of promising information, found out that Nelson Woodley owns Viscount free and clear. Divorce or no divorce, he could sell that horse tomorrow for $250,000.
What has that got to do with it?
And you know, Nikki, there's something else that's funny. Remember when I came back from checking out the horse? Woodley asked about me. He congratulated me. He didn't ask about the horse. As if he wasn't concerned, as if somehow he knew the horse would be okay. Well, it's been a long day. I think I'll have one more.
Hello? Yes, Mike, it's Duke.
Thank you. Yeah, Duke.
Mike, I was working late, and I got to thinking, which on my salary I resent. But I just called a friend of mine in the road department.
Go on.
He says they were working on the street yesterday at the intersection of Memorial and David, and they had to put up one of those temporary stoplights.
You mean near the bakery?
Yeah.
Then we went one stop too many.
Right. It could be exactly as you remembered it.
All right, Duke. Thanks. Thanks very much.
That's okay, pal. I'll give you a buzz in the morning.
That's why the driver was surprised. Why he hit the brake unexpectedly. Probably driven that route 12 different times when there was no stoplight.
You mean they were rehearsing the whole kidnap timetable?
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he had some other reason to be familiar with the route. Nikki, I wound up in some barn in that rural area past David Memorial. Tomorrow, see if you can find out who owns farms in that area, would you?
Okay. Well, if you want to call it a day, I'll...
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I was right about that stoplight, maybe I wasn't so far off about that phone number either.
Why, if you know how many possible combinations there are with the numbers 555-6803.
But I was trying to count while he was dialing. Nikki, try it again, and this time make the last digit 4. 555-6804.
Okay. 5, 6, 8, 0, 4.
Hello?
Yes, who is this, please?
Whom do you wish to speak to?
Oh, we were trying to reach Phone and Prayer. Sorry. Well, it was a lady with a French accent. So we're still not sure if that's the right number.
I know. Still, find out who that number belongs to, will you?
Okay.
Who was it?
Wrong number.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Now, how'd I do, huh?
That was a lucky shot.
Lucky shot.
Hey, Eddie, there's a man over here to see you. Just don't let him talk to you any game of chance, because they ain't any with him.
Hi, Eddie. I'm Mike Longstreet.
Oh, yeah. You're the guy who brought Viscount back for us. Did a nice job.
Yeah, thanks. So do you. How's he look?
Boy says it's fine. You want to come over and say hello?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, fellas. Yeah, thanks. Forward.
How are you this morning? Yes, sir. Yes. Oh, he's fine, Mr. Longstreet.
You know, that's what I noticed about him even yesterday. Wherever they took us, whoever grabbed him, he seemed pretty calm.
He's a champion.
Oh, I know, but championship thoroughbreds, they're generally high-strung, aren't they? I mean, they tend to get a little nervous when they're around strange people in strange places.
As you can see, that just didn't happen with Viscount.
I know it didn't. Eddie, as things develop, do you have a number where I can reach you?
Sure.
That's one reason the driver would have kept silent. Distinct, discernible Spanish accent.
Even if it were Eddie Gomez, he would have no reason to expect ever to see you again. So why would he keep quiet?
Well, one reason is because chances are pretty good he's going to be in the winner's circle the day of the races. Answering questions in front of 1 million TV viewers, including myself.
What's the motive?
I don't know that yet. But I do know this is the first time he checked out the horse. The same horse that he and Woodley bred, trained, and groomed. But he waits until the morning after the horse's return before he checks him out.
Woodley went out there immediately.
Yeah, well, Woodley was right under our noses.
Mike, I wrote the policy on Viscount, and I know a little bit about these people. Eddie Gomez came here from Puerto Rico when he was a kid. He understood about 5 words of English. And the word he understood the best was hungry. Now Eddie Gomez believes in 3 things, besides his religion. The United States of America, Nelson Woodley, and a horse named Viscount. And I wouldn't want to have to list them in order.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he'd go along with it. Even become part of a kidnap scheme. Make sure nothing really did happen to Viscount. And he'd be helping his boss and his benefactor.
Woodley? Mike, you yourself told me yesterday that Woodley could sell Viscount outright for whatever figure he wanted to name.
But he can't get a loan on his own signature for $10,000.
How do you know that?
After your phone call last night, I asked Nicky to follow up on a few things.
Last week, Woodley applied for a $10,000 signature-only loan at 3 separate banks. And he was turned down because his wife's lawyers have tied up everything he has except Viscount.
You, have any idea what he needed the $10,000 for, Nicky?
Well, it could be tied up to a phone number that Mike had me call last night.
It's the same number, Duke. The big guy called from the barn.
It's registered to a photographer who did a layout a year ago on the Woodley mansion and stable. A young French girl named Michelle Amy.
You know, when I talked to Mrs. Woodley, she was saying one thing, but something else was coming through. She described her marriage as not special, not magical, not passionate. Like someone who was defending a cause that had gone out of style.
I feel like the first time I wore a bikini. I'm not sure what you're expecting of me.
Well, I know you're a freelance photographer, Miss Amy, and I also know you're acquainted with Nelson Woodley.
It was an assignment.
Is that all it was?
If you're trying to frighten me, you are succeeding.
Why should you be frightened?
I read in the papers that the Woodleys are getting a divorce. Are you working for his wife? Do you hope to make some money by...
No. Once I got that horse back, I made as much money out of this case as I'm going to make.
Then why are you here?
I'm here because whoever stole that horse called this number. And checked in with who? With you? Woodley?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He said we're wrapping it up. Then he repeated it as if he wasn't being understood.
I'll say goodbye, Mr. Longstreet.
You left town, about 4 months ago? Thanks. Forward.
Yes?
And you came back,
A few weeks ago. You want to know where I've been the last month.
That crossed my mind.
I could understand your curiosity if you were working for his wife. She must be upset, unhappy.
Does that concern you?
I could also understand if you hope to gain some kind of money.
Oh, yes, you mean blackmail.
That's a word. Money is a fact. But if those two reasons don't apply, then...
It's a personal matter.
I was born on Corsica. When my father used that phrase in that tone of voice, he was carrying a shotgun. I was in Copenhagen on holiday. It is as simple as that.
I don't think so. You understand, I'm going to have to keep going till I find the truth.
Regardless of who is hurt?
Regardless of who is hurt. Pax, forward.
I understand. I don't just take pictures of colonial mansions and thoroughbred horses, Mr. Longstreet. I have never closed a camera lens simply because something was painful or tragic.
Pax, forward.
Hello, Eddie. How'd the workout go?
1 minute and 10.
You're gonna get lonesome in that race, out there in front all by yourself.
I have to go to the police station in the morning, Mr. Woolley.
Oh? About what?
I don't know. This lieutenant from the detective bureau called me after I talked to this guy, Longstreet, and he wants me to look at some pictures.
So, go look at some pictures.
They know something, Mr. Woolley. Before the cop hung up, he asked me how tall I was and where I was the day the Viscount was returned.
Eddie, there's nothing to be afraid of.
I never been to a police station. What if they know about...
Eddie, he's blind. And they're in the dark. Now, you've worked for me for a long time. You've trusted me. I've never given you any reason to regret trusting me, have I?
No, sir.
That's better. Now, I want you to bring me the money and tell Murphy that I said to catch a plane. I want him out of New Orleans, out of the country. Now, be very careful that Murphy doesn't see you're frightened or worried. I'm sorry in some ways that we ever got involved with him. But once he's on a plane, all you and I have to think about is the race. The race in the Laurel Roses, Eddie. Any calls?
No. Longstreet was here yesterday.
To see me?
No, to see me, I think.
What for?
He thought I might have a reason to steal your horse. I didn't, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, Nelson, how tired you look. Like a fox running in ever-narrowing circles. Is she worth it?
Yes.
How's the farm listed?
Still in the name of a maiden aunt who left it to him years ago.
It's starting to make sense. Pieces are beginning to fit together.
Don't you think you ought to call Lieutenant Madison?
When I call him, I want to be able to say, this is the place where I was taken. This is the place where a Viscount was held. And it belongs to Nelson Woodley.
Mike, suppose we're wrong. Suppose it's not where you were taken. Suppose you're wrong about Eddie Gomez.
I'm not. Forward. forward. Nicky. This is it.
Mike!
What is it?
Mr. Longstreet.
Michelle, may I come in?
Yes.
Thanks, Paul.
What do you want?
I'm looking for Woodley.
Why do you come here?
I came here because there's already a squad car full of detectives at his house. Eventually, unless they locate him, they're going to find their way here.
A detective? Why? What has he done?
I think he had something to do with the murder of a man named Eddie Gomez.
Murder?
Yeah, somebody hanged him in a stable at an old farm. A farm that belongs to Woodley. You know where he is. Can you reach him?
Please, give me a minute.
You don't know anything about this, do you?
Just that Nelson told me to expect a phone call. The one you overheard. Nothing more. He would not kill. Not for any reason.
Well, then he got himself involved with someone who would. Did you know an Eddie Gomez or a big man that used to hang around with him?
No.
Michelle, why would Willie want to borrow $10,000?
I don't know.
Something to do with your trip to Copenhagen?
Oh, please.
Well, Woodley might not kill, but he'd steal. For you.
Not for me. The doctors, the private nurses, the private rooms.
I don't understand.
You don't quite know it all, do you, Mr. Longstreet? We named him after the Danish king, Frederick. Nelson says that's a very good name for a boy in this country. Because the nickname is Fred, which is very manly.
It's a very good name, Michelle.
Well, you broke the case for them, Mike. Every police force in 6 states is looking for Woodley now. And the other man.
I wish I knew who he was. How to find him. Jockey knew and he's dead. Willie knows too, I'm sure of it.
You were right from beginning to end.
Why do I feel so empty? Why don't I feel like I accomplished something? Good night, Nicky. Get some rest.
Okay, you two. See you in the morning.
Yeah. Max, come on, boy. Come on. That's a boy. Okay, left. Left. It's been a long day, huh, boy? I bet you're hungry, huh? Let's see if we can't find you a bone or something inside, huh? Come on, inside. Let's go. Let's go. Who is it?
Nelson Woodley. I have to see you. Michelle phoned me. Listen, I didn't kill Eddie. I didn't even know he was dead.
Where's the other man?
Eddie was supposed to put him on a plane. It can't be. Eddie dead.
Woodley?
His name is Murphy. Charles Murphy, a cheap hoodlum.
Where's he now?
I don't know. I hardly know him. Eddie needed help. He found him in a bar somewhere.
He only wanted to borrow $10,000 from Michelle. But you went for $100,000?
I'm getting a divorce. I don't have access to any ready cash.
So you stole your own horse and then negotiated with the insurance company?
Murphy said we couldn't just ask for the $10,000. It seemed so easy, especially with Eddie, to make sure that nothing really happened to the horse. I was going to pay off Murphy, keep what I needed, and return the rest to the insurance company anonymously. I needed the $10,000 for my son.
Don't you think it's about time you called the police? Max? Max? What is it, boy? Max?
Put the dog away, Longstreet, or I'll kill him.
Come here. Get over. Inside, inside. Come on, inside. Get inside. Inside.
All right, now just freeze.
What are you doing here, Murphy?
How'd you know my name? Answer me!
I told him.
Now, I've been looking for you. You got something that belongs to me.
Why'd you kill Eddie?
It was you put the fear into him. He's gonna send me out of the country. 5 minutes at headquarters, he would have given my name, my address, and my social security number.
What do you want?
We had $100 grand. Eddie wanted me to take 5 and split. Can you believe that? I want the money. Your little pal, Eddie, stashed it someplace after we took him back.
If we knew where it is and told you, then what?
Make your deal, Woodley. You tell me where the money is, you live. I figure you'll keep your mouth shut to save your own neck.
What about him?
Only knows about you, and he can identify me, so.
So can the police. I just call them.
We're late!
Just got a call from Woodley. He wants to turn himself in.
Where is he?
Longstreet's place. I'm on my way over.
I'll go with you. What about it, Woodley?
Told you, I don't know where the money is.
Well, think. Where could that jockey have put it?
I don't know.
You can't talk anymore.
You're the one that's been pushing me all along. Now I think of how I could have given it to you so easy in that barn the other day.
I had the feeling that thought crossed your mind.
Could have taken all the money. Been sitting on some beach in Rio right now watching the Latin chicks in their bikinis.
What do you do now, Murphy, huh? What did it all get you? I mean, where do you go? The police all over the place looking for you.
Just shut up! Let me think.
You've had it.
Funny, you wait your whole life for one big score. Then when you least expect it, it drops right in your lap and you're almost on your way. Except there's always something there to stop you. Something or somebody.
Murphy, don't!
I'm not gonna kill you, Longstreet. Not yet. You're gonna help me get out of town with or without the money.
Oh, wait, what about Woodley? You can't just leave him here.
Oh, yes, we can.
Wait a second.
Mike! Hold it! All right, now I'm getting out of here with this blind guy. Get me a car.
Okay. Take it easy. Call in. We're calling in. It'll be here in a minute.
It better be.
It's all over, Murphy.
Shut up!
Spotlight, Mike! You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Woodley's hurt. He's inside. I remember I said I wanted to be there when he took the fall.
They've all fallen, Mike.
It's different from what I imagined.
Viscount is closing fast. It's neck and neck to the finish line. Viscount perhaps slightly in the lead. Increasing it. And that's it. Viscount, by no more than a length and a half, has just won the greatest victory of his racing career.
Well, I'm just in time, right?
It's over.
Viscount was ridden to victory by a new jockey. And his owner is facing serious criminal charges.
The police found our money hidden behind a board in the Woodley barn.
Well, that's just wonderful, Duke. Thanks. Come on. Go.
Where are you going?
Out.
100,000's not chicken feed, you know?
I know.
Where's he going?
I think he's going shopping. Oh, for a baby gift.